Hello and welcome back to another episode of
Tube Talk.
Tube Talk with Albert and Sophie.
Post-Derby Tube Talk.
Post-Derby. We had a Derby special last week.
Yeah, we did. And we nearly had a Derby special on Saturday.
But let's just get into it.
Yeah, we'll discuss that.
Well, let's talk about that first since we've already brought it up.
Okay.
We are going to talk about the amazing second place with What's the Story in the Derby. Let's go, Albert.
New Zealand's most prestigious race. Very exciting. We knew we had a horse going into the race that would stay a mile and a half. We knew he was well. We knew he had a good turn of foot. And as the race panned out, he got a little check going out of the straight the first time, which maybe cost him a place. There was a suggestion that the rail may have not been quite as good as further out in the track. The track dried out during the day, which we needed. He got buried on the rail. We'd wanted him one off, but as it turns out, he was on the rail. And with 300 to go, we thought, oh, he's going to run the first 5. And with 200 to go, we thought, oh, he might run 4th. And with 100 to go, I thought, oh, he's going to run 3rd. It was only in the last 3 strides we thought he might win.
Yeah, he flew home the last 200 metres.
Well, the last 200 metres, he actually ran. He was the fastest last 200 metres in the race after running 2,200 metres before that. And he ran faster than every horse in the last 200 metres in both the Mr. Tiz Group 3 trophy over 1,200 and the Darley Plate over 1,200, apart from 2 horses. There was only 1 horse in each of those races that ran a faster last 200 metres than he did after he'd run 2,400. So it shows what a good turn of foot he's got and what a good horse he is. So he ran second, beat the nose, was in front, a stride past the post. Very exciting. And he actually became, it's quite remarkable, he became the first Seville colt to be Group 1 placed. All the other Sevilles that have been Group 1 performers have been geldings or fillies or mares. So he's a special horse. And now our plans are we're going to take him to Australia for the Australian Derby on the 2nd of April with $2 million.
Crazy.
Yeah, and
it's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, and he's a chance. And he came through that race. He's actually better after the race than he was before. He's improved for it.
He's worth a lot of money.
Yeah, look, he potentially could be a stallion prospect.
Another awesome thing we did was we had a win from No More Tears in the Group 3 Mr. Tiz Trophy.
2nd year in a row we've won this race.
Woo! Go racing! Woohoo!
Passing shot one at the year before, and she was dominant. She sat handy, the leaders faded, but she didn't. She kicked clear, and Michael Coleman said she won with plenty in hand. He said, I put a few lengths on them and then she had plenty under the tank. So it's really exciting for her. She's now 3-time stakes winner. And she will also go to Sydney. She'll run on the 2nd of April, same as Australian Derby in the PJ Bell Stakes, which is a fillies, Group 3 fillies, 1,200 metres. 2 weeks later on the 16th, she'll run in a 3-year-old fillies Group 3 over 1,400. And then on the 30th, she'll run the Hawkesbury Guineas, which is a Group 3 $200,000 race. So, and nice. she won't mind. The track was obviously pretty good on Saturday, but she won't mind any cut and track over there. So that's pretty exciting too. One other horse, we had Rude Not To in the race as well. She just got buried on the rail, and she'll improve for that race. And up to 1,400 metres in the Wellington Guineas next start, with a little bit of clear air, you'll see a much improved performance from her.
Yep. And I was going to say, we were discussing last week, it'd be awesome if one of them won the race like passing shot last year. Yes. And we did. Which is pretty fabulous.
Which is really cool.
We also had, sorry, I almost moved on, one more, which was What A Diva, who ran over 2,100 metres for the first time.
That's right. So we had a number of horses running on the day, and
8.
And most of them
7.
And most of them are going to be running again in 2 weeks' time. So we're going to talk about them next week. But just wanted to mention What A Diva because it was her first time over 2,100 metres, and she got further back than we wanted on a slow speed. And on the day we looked at it, and she ran on and was making ground and ran midfield, and we looked at it and thought, well, maybe that run was actually better than we thought. The sectionals came out today, and she actually ran the fastest last 600 metres of the race. So it just showed that it was a jog and sprint, and actually showed she was going well. So she's on the up, and she'll run the listed St. Ledger at Trentham on the 19th with 50,000 next start. So we just wanted to, I just thought it was worth mentioning about her.
Nice one.
Which is exciting.
We've got only one horse this week.
Quiet week, everyone can have a sleep in and a rest.
Yeah, after 8 horses last week, chock-a-block. Which is on Friday night in Singapore. We've got Scene of the Crime race 4, and I was going to say, whenever Dad says we've got a horse running on Friday, I always know it's Singapore, and I always know it's Scene of the Crime, because that's when that race is on a Friday night. Yeah,
and well look, this might possibly be his last start.
Oh, that's a bit sad after what I just said. I was getting excited.
We'll see. He's been disappointed his last couple of starts. He started off with a hiss and a roar and he looked really good, but he just hasn't been rounding out his races. So he steps up to a mile on Friday night. He's got barrier 1, so he doesn't have to do a lot of work. And we really need to see him step up and perform and show us he wants to be a racehorse. Otherwise, he's likely to be retired. So that's crunch day for him. But he's got the right barrier draw on Friday. He's got a mile, which is what we think he's looking for. So he's got a few things in his favour. So he needs to step up and perform. So, you know, we'll talk about him next week.
Yep.
But it's crunch day. It's D-Day for him.
Well, that was a bit sad after my excitement. Thanks. I'm just... The words aren't working. We don't actually have any other horse racing, but we do want to talk about my horse, which is the Darcy Roma Show Up filly.
We do want to talk about her.
Because?
So, we want to talk about her because there's only one share left in her. There's 10% left in her.
Yeah.
And she's Sophie's horse.
Yeah. Oh, I'm supposed to come around and say all the Darcy Roma Show Up filly announcements.
You are, but that's alright. We can do that. Actually, you can do that next week because she's actually going to start her breaking in next week.
Woo!
So you can talk about that.
Hooray!
So look, so yes, we've got one 10% share left in her. She's just about sold out. We strongly believe she's going to make an early 2-year-old. She's from a very fast family. She's got a beautiful walk on her. We really like her. So if you've looked at her and thought about her and you'd like a share, give us a call because in a week's time she may be sold out, and it would be sad if you liked her and missed out, because I think she is she's an early runner, and we'll have Sophie on next week briefly talking about her.
And that's what you have to talk about.
It's a brief tube talk.
It's a brief tube talk, and then next week it's going to be a Sophie special.
Well, it'll be a Sophie special. Next week what we're going to talk about is it's Oaks Day at Trentham, and we go racing is sponsoring the Group 2 $100,000 Wellington Guineas, which will have Rude Not To In. We'll have What A Diva running, Passing Shot will be in the Lightning Stakes. Prince Mamba will be running at Waikato, so we'll have a reasonably busy week. Oh, one other horse actually that will be running next Wednesday, which Tube Talk will be done by then, won't be done by then, is Demelza. We'll have Demelza racing, second up at Matamata, and I think that her first start she got a bit lost, and I think we will see considerable improvement from her. In fact, I've only got 2 horses racing this week, so it's a bit hard, but I'm going to make her our dark horse of the week.
It's a bit hard to have a dark horse when there's only 2 running, but you know, there we go.
Yeah, okay.
Awesome. I think it wraps up Tube Talk.
It does for another week.
Awesome, for another week. And so, I hope everyone watching this has an awesome week, and you stay tuned for next week's Tube Talk.
See you then.
On Tube Talk. Bye.
Bye.